Hello and welcome back to another round of Wrong Ones podcast. I'm Dinesh Sagi. Hey Amar, hey Punk.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
How are we, Punk? Have your emotions settled now?
absolutely, man.
Good to hear. But obviously, keeping in light of what's going on Super Saturday with the double encounter
Yep.
today, the second game that we plan to cover is Punjab Kings hosting RR. Punjab Kings obviously on a high, 1-2 out of two. The skipper Shreyas Iyer is doing exceptionally well. But before we go into the Punjab side of things, maybe quickly shifting focus onto the RR side. Obviously, today's game there was obviously some news within the Ranji circuit where Yashasvi Jaiswal, who sort of was playing for Maharashtra and where he sort of made his name and obviously made it to the Indian team, chose to play for Goa going forward. Any thoughts on his decision in terms of representing another state? Aman?
Um, yeah, I mean, the some of the news channels are reporting that in the print, in the print media as well, that this decision is because of his rifts with or I don't know if we can call it rift or dissatisfaction with how Ajinkya Rahane dealt with him in the domestic circuit. So I don't know what's the truth, but that's been the reports. I mean, to be honest, it's he has mentioned that Mumbai has given him anything, sorry, everything,
Everything.
anything and everything, and he's all throughout indicted to Mumbai Cricket Association.
Hmm.
um, but it's kind of I don't know if you can call it unfortunate or sad to see him go away from Mumbai, since but you can see the severity of the matter, because Mumbai is everyone wants to play for Mumbai, and he's leaving that and going to Goa, where you don't have that many it's not like a team that beams with talent. So I mean, it's his personal decision. I think he works, whatever the reason, that reason works out for him, and all the best to him. But yeah, it was a kind of a news, whether shocking or not. It's on him really. And yeah.
Anything you would like to add, Punk, on Jaiswal's decision?
Mm, Good for Goa though,
Hmm.
like and like it's good, if you have superstars in those small teams, right? They also get some recognition, right? Uh,
Absolutely.
if I was in Goa and Jaiswal is playing, I would go into the stadium and watch.
Hmm.
So, Mumbai already has superstars, you know, and like as Amar mentioned, there might be some severity of the reason why such Ranji, like they've got the most Ranji wins,
Hmm.
and somebody leaving that domestic circuit
Hmm.
from a superstar team, right?
Yeah,
It's like, you know, say Tilak Verma leaving Mumbai Indians because of what's happened.
of course,
Yeah.
yes.
So we can imagine that, right?
Hmm.
So I'm happy for Goa more than Jaiswal, actually.
Yeah.
That team will get a superstar, and then you might see more folks from Goa, and like other teams also might try to get an opportunity and join Goa as well. That so it helps overall for India, and like in the entire domestic circuit. If you have some superstars playing for these smaller states
Hmm.
and the smaller Ranji teams, it
Hmm.
helps overall, right? And it's his personal matter. Ajinkya is a very, like what we have seen. You know, I cannot tell personally, but he
Hmm.
seems to be a nice bloke as well. And same with Jaiswal, right? What we have seen on screen, in the field, and we haven't heard anything, uh, so it could be a misunderstanding or whatever, but yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
it, like, yeah. So,
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Let's not.
and he also wants to be a captain as well, right? And being
That
in
was a
Mumbai, he
phase.
won't get the opportunity as well, right? So I think
I
so that
wanted.
could be one. Yeah, that could be one thing. Which Shreyas Iyer, if you remember, he left Delhi
Hmm.
because he wanted to be a captain, and he went to KKR,
Hmm.
and then so that's history. But something similar has happened there as well. So a lot of people who play for Mumbai want to be captain.
Hmm.
So, they ditch the team and then they move across to become
Yeah.
captain. So,
That's a very good point you made, and that's essentially what he put on his socials as well. From a Jaiswal standpoint, there's an opportunity to lead, and that's something he always wanted to do. Yes, and Mumbai setup, like
Why not?
you have Iyer, you might have someone else before Jaiswal might even get into contention. So maybe this is an
Yeah.
opportunity for him. And
There's
talking
Surya
about
Kumar Yadav. There's a lot of people there.
yes, absolutely, yeah. Let's not forget
Oh,
Sky, yeah, but yeah, there are a lot of players in there, so his turn might be too late. So yes, and obviously we saw uh, Arjun Tendulkar in the past. He used to play for Mumbai, then he went to Goa, and he actually had a really good seasons with them. So you
yes.
never know, he might only bolster that squad as
You
well.
get more
But yeah,
opportunity actually, so
mhm, yeah. But yeah, the reason I brought up is obviously he's due beginnings, and exactly what he did today. Jaiswal 67 of 45 up the order, a very good partnership with Sanju Samson until that rash shot from Sanju. I don't know if it's a rash shot, but until then they were like scoring for fun, and that actually triggered Rajasthan Royals to actually put a massive total of 205, which was probably only the third time apparently that was scored in the Chandigarh pitch.
no, this is
Uh,
first time.
that was the first time, so not even third. Okay,
This is the
but
first time
only
like in IPL season, right? I'm not talking
yeah
about like
IPL. Okay,
international.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's first time in they scored 200.
Yeah, and also what I've read is across IPL, international, every T20 that was played in the Chandigarh pitch, only two times a team chasing actually managed to chase anything over 170. So they're
Yeah,
already
that's
40 runs ahead of the past
our
score. So kudos to RR on that. So maybe yeah, Jaiswal's batting today. Punk.
yeah. Again, like I have told you, right? You
Mm-hmm,
need to take time. He did that first
mm-hmm,
few runs, and if you see the first 4 5 balls, right, he was going really hard on it, and the fielders were there, like he was struggling to get runs, and
mm-hmm,
then he settled down, and that helps, when you have your captain and your Sanju Samson on the other side, right? You
mm-hmm,
talk to him, and you could see, like, there's a lot of conversation, right? And then he just relaxed, took the singles, and Sanju went ahead, and he did the bulk of the scorings up front
mm-hmm,
till he got his mojo back, right? And that's really helped him. And after that, like, as and when the English play, he just increases strike rate, and that's
mm-hmm,
what Jaiswal is, right? And like most of the batsmen are actually supposed to do that only. You like understand the pitch, understand the conditions. In first ball, you cannot hit six, right?
mm-hmm,
Uh, and then you could see, like, some of the balls, like, once he got his mojo back, right, you could
mm-hmm.
see that scoop of that short ball, right?
Yeah.
He was like so relaxed. You could see that Jaiswal, like, there was no nervous energy anywhere, right? And then he just
Mm-hmm,
scooped it for four. And after that, like, you could see that a brilliant innings for him, because on that pitch, it was not an easy track. Because as you mentioned, right, people haven't scored 170. There hasn't been a 200 score on that pitch.
yeah.
Right? There's one part is a big boundary and all that, right? So
Mm-hmm,
they really batted well, and it was because of the loss of wicket, uh, and plus the pitch conditions as well, that you couldn't go to the 220 plus. But
mm-hmm,
with that, they managed to get to 200 to like 20 25 runs above par.
mm-hmm.
With Punjab having that batting lineup,
Yeah.
you needed a 20 30 runs cushion,
Mm-hmm,
so, and it's one of the, and like, just to add to this, right,
mm-hmm,
as of now, in whatever the 4 5 or 3 4 matches have been done across the IPL, RR have the best run rate in the first 6 overs. They're going at 10 to 11 runs per over.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, 11 runs per over in the opening, in the first 6 overs. So
Yeah.
that shows that they're not scared. They have that batting depth as well,
Mm-hmm,
and yeah. So now with this, Jaiswal coming in form, Samson now coming back as a captain,
mm-hmm,
Parag doing a little bit here and there, Hetmeyer, and and then Zurel there as well, right? 4 5 batsmen who they need, and
mm-hmm.
Nitish Rana, not to forget about him as well, right? He's
Yeah.
another gun batsman.
Mm-hmm,
So that 5 6 batsmen are, like, coming to form now. So
mm-hmm.
be wary of RR, because they have, and and what I did talk about Archer. I'll come to that. I'll talk in
Yes.
detail about Archer today, because seen the match, and we'll come to that as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So be careful of RR as well.
Absolutely. Obviously, the one of the other big contributors to propel that score over to 200 is obviously their gun batsman and the crowd favorite Rian Parag. Amar, a quick word on Rian.
Yeah, it looks like he, he's a guy who's full of confidence and a very good creator or the builder of an innings. He rotates the strikes. He's never playing any rash shots or doesn't look like to be
Mhm.
because of his calm demeanor, whatever he's batting, fielding, or bowling as well. So I mean, after a brilliant start from Jaswal and Samson, those two, it looked like they came out with an intent,
Mhm.
both of them looked personally very confident, and they were kind of trying to hit their shots. But Rian Parag, initially he was calm, and then he kind of rotated the strike and also batted with Nitish Rana as well. I would have thought Nitish Rana, when he batted at number 3 last time, and then he scored a brilliant 70 odd
80.
and
Yeah. Mhm.
80, and I thought he would be a fixed number 3 there, but
Mhm.
it looks like Rian Parag, I think this was kind of
To keep the left right going, I suppose.
yeah, and also they had got a good start anyway, so
Mhm.
there was no need of sending Nitish Rana up. But I mean, it looks like that both Rian Parag and Nitish Rana, they can alter the exchange their spots, and then both of them can do really well. So very handy batsman there, Rian Parag, and by doing this, he's knocking India doors as well, so to make a comeback. But again, yeah, and then down the batting lineup, you have Chevron Headmeyer and Dhruv Jurel, so a really really good batting lineup.
Mhm.
The bowlers were not needed, or the dedicated all-rounder Hasranga was not needed to bat today as well. So
Yeah.
and 205 on that wicket. Very good performance.
Absolutely, and obviously, you mentioned about the word intent. Essentially, what Punjab needed, but obviously, Archer had other ideas. Taking a wicket of the first delivery, and obviously as another wicket, in the first over. Punk, word on Archer.
So I like, look at his speed, man. He was bowling at 150. And
Hmm.
it and I did tell you, right? He's come back from injury, right? So forget the Champions Trophy and the first 4 5 matches, which it takes
Hmm.
time for people to come back with because of his elbow injury, right? And that is his bowling arm completely. It's not like a stress fracture, or you
Yeah.
know, that is his elbow was like, and you see Priyansh Arya, right?
Hmm.
He did not chase the length because
Yeah.
your first ball comes at that speed, 145 plus, yeah.
Hmm.
And I told you, domestic batsmen, they don't face so many 145 plus. There are
Hmm.
hardly 145 plus bowlers in India.
Hmm.
Yeah, across. And those who are
Yeah.
there are very rare. And this thing they might be playing for India, and they also don't bowl at 145 plus. Right?
Hmm.
So Priyansh Arya, being a domestic player, right, to face that Archer ball in the first ball, right, and that was like one of the fastest ball to come straight. He just
Hmm.
missed it. Right.
Yeah.
And now, okay. So and the way he set up the other guy, yeah, Shreyas Iyer. Now
Oh,
let
yeah.
me explain that it was a setup, yeah,
Hmm.
because of watch that first over, right. What he did was like he's look at the third or fourth ball. He gave him bouncer which went for 2 runs,
Hmm.
right, and that bouncer was like again one, and there was no slow ball coming from Iyer, this from Archer at all.
The Archer. Yeah. Hmm.
So it was a bouncer, and it's not that Iyer cannot play now. He can play, right, but he was on his back foot,
Yeah.
right. Then the ball which he got him out, right, was again the same Priyansa ball, 145 plus,
Hmm.
right? That took him by surprise because he missed it. That you are that hesitant that it might there can be another bouncer coming,
Yeah.
right? That got Ayer's wicket. So
Hmm.
it was a good setup in the first over itself, right? And
Yeah.
that shows that Archer's mojo is coming back. Same thing with Stark. Last day, he was struggling, and then suddenly in the finals and semi-finals, he comes back. Good bowlers, and good international bowlers will, understand the pitch, understand the conditions. Once they understand, they will come back. And Archer, I can see, he's going to be going forward.
Hmm.
He's going to be deadlier and deadlier, right? Because getting those 3 wickets, getting a man of the match,
Hmm.
is going to give him a huge boost. Because after his injury, this is the first big match, like
Hmm.
where he's done really well, and he's got, and because of his spell, they won the match. So that gives a lot of confidence. Bowlers need confidence, right?
Yeah.
Same with batsmen as well, right?
Mhm.
And I'm really happy that Archer is now back. And be careful, other teams, right? It's going to be difficult now.
Yeah, Minacha, right? Not just the confidence. I think the guy also deserves a small nap before coming into bowl. Exactly what we've seen on socials, where apparently in the first innings he was lying down, had taken a nap in the dressing room. Looks like maybe it's memorizing, like he won its strategy. You never know, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
sort of paid off for
It
RR.
it it well might be the food in Punjab that he might have had, and then
The chola and
yeah,
bhaturas, yeah.
Let's put him to a good nap for a couple of hours while the RR
Yeah.
yeah.
batters are taking on. But yeah, talking about uh, the Punjab, and obviously, definitely want to mention about the local lad, Nihal Vadera. He was called into bat in the previous game as an impact player, and he put up a very good partnership alongside Shreyas Iyer, won the game. Again, he was given the opportunity today, a good 60. While he was batting alongside Glenn Maxwell, there was some hope for Punjab to potentially chase his target. So maybe a word on Nihal Vadera, Amar.
Yeah, Nehal Vadera is one of the guys who made his name in IPL.
Mhm.
Yeah, very well regarded player because of his performances. And here as well, he has shown that he's a very um, a guy who can be trusted, and you can see that he can not only rotate the strike, but also if you can see six, he's a good six hitter, so three sixes and
Mhm.
four boundaries there in his 62. And he batted with Glenn Maxwell, and Glenn Maxwell did what he does. 21 ball, 30 runs. Yeah, like you mentioned, when these guys were playing, it looked like they could do it. But then again, the spinners came in, Hasaranga and Tiksana. They took their wickets as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, what Punjab lacked was the opening again, like we have seen with CSK.
Mhm.
If you see, first four couldn't do much today,
Yeah.
and that really really hurt, especially when you're chasing 205. I mean, your top order has to make some runs there.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, good performance, but wasn't enough from them today.
Do you
Uh,
think?
You
Sorry,
know,
yeah, Pankaj, go ahead.
just to add to this, right? So, they lost 4 wickets at 6.2 overs. Yeah?
Yeah.
They were 43 for 4. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is why I want to compare what happened with CSK as well, right? So from 43, that means you needed around 162 runs or
Yeah.
163 runs to win
Mhm.
in 14 overs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're close to like 11 runs.
Mhm.
Okay, 11 half runs, and you lost 4 wickets.
Yeah.
And even with that batting depth, okay, with
Mhm.
um, there's no Dhoni here, right, to criticize.
Mhm.
They were not able to cross. You see,
Mhm.
so what like we want to tell people, right? You opening, if they're not firing, right, and from the seventh over itself, you're needing 11, 12 runs.
Mhm.
It is very difficult to continue at that strike rate with
Mhm.
losing 4 wickets, right? And even if your batting depth is with Marco Jensen coming at number 9,
Mhm.
right? You see, you still have 5 wickets, but it's not going to be an easy task. And that's where they lost. The opening, if they would lost like for 80 for 4, yeah, they would
Mhm.
have won this game.
What a very different game. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it would have been a very different game.
Yeah.
But when you lose, and when you from like the seventh over itself, you have to chase at a strike rate of 11.5, 12,
Mhm.
right? And the next two batsmen, Valera has played well.
Mhm.
Maxwell has played well, but they take time, to come back. You can't expect them to come and hit 12 runs in the first from the seventh over itself. So by the time they settle in, your run, you would need like say 13 or 13 and a half by the time they settle in. They start striking out here. So this is where people have to understand your first 4, 5 batsmen. If they're going out, go out, no worries. But at least be at the net run rate or above par of the net run rate. So the next wickets which they come, they have some time to settle in. And again, look at 10 runs per over to chase, not 12, 13. So just
Yeah.
to understand, and this is where they've lost the game. It's not like what at the end happened.
But do you think maybe Punjab hierarchy sort of lost the plot and not replace or retire out someone like Shashank Singh, who's only scoring at 70 strike rate, and bring in like an Arshdeep Singh?
he couldn't do much, you know.
Or
But
Thiksana.
when where was he? That, like, you have to call Mahela
Sorry,
Jayawardene now,
Thiksana.
right? So
Yeah. Sorry, I said
yeah,
Thiksana, but he's
you have
in
to be very
another
high to do
team.
that.
Yeah, as much as they love to, Amar, I don't think they can allow
Uh,
batsmen from other teams to come play for them.
Yeah, I mean, you can you never know. I mean, they have tried the impact sub. They have tried uncapped players. Next will be you can choose one player from
From the
another
opposition
team,
team to come bat
opposition
for
team
your
to
ball for
come.
you.
Yeah, you never know. Anything can
Yes,
happen,
anything
man.
can happen in cricket and
Yeah,
especially in IPL. But
and
yeah,
remember me that day.
100% yes. But yeah, on that note, obviously, I think we're going to close out today's session. But yeah, big shout out to RR for obviously bouncing back. To look forward to some more competitive cricket as things unfold. Again, my last comment about the Punjab hierarchy is all on a lighter note. Nothing against Mumbai Indians or the Mumbai Indians hierarchy. We respect and love every team, and obviously, it's their own decisions in terms of how they want to run their teams. Yeah, any feedback is always welcome. Do
we
share.
got tomorrow's match, SRH and Hyderabad, to discuss.
Yes, Punk. Sorry, I when I talk about
It
CSK,
looks
my,
like
my
Punk
emotions are
wants to
equally
discuss tomorrow's match.
clearly.
Not
So,
given a choice, but he wants to. Okay.
so maybe yeah, maybe now that he brought it up, so it's SRH versus GT. So I'm gonna keep it really simple here. Who is a pick, Punk, for tomorrow?
SRH.
Amar.
I think SRH will bounce back.
Okay.
I want them to bounce back, come back and like show them, get the 300 runs.
Across both innings, right?
Well, the reality of the matter is you don't need 300 runs to win a match. You
No,
just need
yeah,
200
so,
something. That's it.
yeah.
200, even
Yeah.
You
205
just say
today.
220 and 200, yeah.
Yeah.
200,
I
220
mean,
is fine.
there's two things they can do. One, obviously, try and not aim at too much to win a game. And obviously, if you think a batsman is not striking at 140, 150 within their SARS top three, there's always an option to retire out them. You know.
No, the only thing which I would like to say, Abhishek and head, see
Yeah.
what Jaiswal did, right? And see the other players. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
to go bang bang in the first 1 or 2 overs. Just
Mhm.
first 2 overs, even if you go for 5, 10 runs, it's fine. The
Mhm.
next 4 overs is yours.
At least one of them sort of play that innings, and other one
Yeah,
can
yeah,
go
yeah,
do what they do
absolutely.
best. Yes.
I don't know which inning it was where it was 58 or 57 runs, and one of the batsmen had got 50 runs,
Hmm.
and the other batsman was 8 runs, 8 balls and 7 runs. I forgot, like,
It was a game with DC, not DC, sorry, LSG, where Mitchell Marsh scored 50 and Markram was still
and
on
Markram.
6 or 5.
So if the one guy has got the mojo, right,
Yeah.
give the strike to the other guy, right? Do that something. You just don't have to go. Both don't have to go, right? And you can still win the game. So
Yes. But yeah, on that note, before I close off, again for our viewers, we're not officially sponsored by Mojo or any such brand. I know Punk likes to use it a lot. Fair play to him. But yeah, just want to call that out. But if there's any such firm out there, here is a man. I'll share his socials and mobile number, and he definitely can be a good brand ambassador for Mojo as a brand. Thank you, gents. As always, we look forward to tomorrow's game, and yeah, maybe some firepower from SRH.
See you.
Have a good night.
good night, guys.